What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 246, and we start today's episode off with a game against Chelsea. And before the games, I usually tend to look at the league table to see how the clubs are doing, who I'm facing. And Chelsea, after 8 games, have won 1 game, drawn twice, and lost 5 games. Have accumulated a measly 5 points and are currently sitting in 18th place. So Chelsea are off to the worst start right now in the Premier League. Absolutely terrible, and that's really surprising because Chelsea are actually one of the sides on Career Mode who, in the last episode I mentioned about Arsenal are always quite inconsistent. Sometimes they're challenging for the title, sometimes they're sort of Europa Leagues, Champions League sort of qualification hopefuls. Chelsea are usually really consistent and always challenging for the title, so I'm absolutely shocked to see that Mourinho's men are currently sitting in the relegation zone. So I guess as we come to Stamford Bridge, we came into a cursed stadium because they just can't seem to get the wins at the moment. But still, we took on Chelsea, and the first chance would actually fall to the home side in the 8th minute. As Alisson collects the ball here and turns around. Eric Dier plays it backwards towards Antic, who strikes it from range, but it goes harmlessly wide of Ferranetti, the former Chelsea goalkeeper's goal, and it goes out for a goal kick. And in the 24th minute, another chance for Chelsea, again a strike on goal. This time it was a good save by Ferranetti though, as he tips the ball behind for a corner. And from that corner, Victor Moses ends up crossing the ball into the centre, looking for Doria, who finds him, but it goes over the bar and out for a goal kick. So still 0-0. So despite Chelsea's awful start in the Premier League so far this season, they weren't having an awful start in this game. They were playing very well. However, in the 32nd minute, Oscar Polo takes the ball around his man with a lovely piece of skill, keeps on going, swings in across, picks out Eric Dier. It comes to Sterling. Sterling shoots, but it was a really tight angle. It was never going to go in, and unfortunately for us, it goes harmlessly wide into the side netting and out for a goal kick. And from the goal kick, Hugo Lloris will eventually play the ball forward towards his man Stevan Jovetic, I think it is. But as Kevin Bartley wins the header, it falls backwards towards Eric Dier. It comes to Victor Moses. Moses collects the ball and gets challenged by Bartley. I have a really good chance on a break there if we exploit the wings here, and as Sterling finds Oscar Polo, the pair play a really quick 1-2. He goes down the left hand side. He's got Oscar Polo in the centre. Can he pick him out? Yes, he can. Polo loses his marker and heads it past Hugo Lloris, and the French goalkeeper is beaten 36 minutes in. So Chelsea actually started the brighter of the two clubs. However, we're the side who get the opening goal, and that is fantastic news for us. And in the 39th minute, just a few minutes later, Eric Dier finds Luke Shaw down the left hand side, takes on his man, and Luke Shaw, I love this guy on the game. He's got so much power and pace down the left flank, takes on his man, beats him, crosses the ball in. Sterling goes for the bicycle kick, but unfortunately it goes straight into the gloves of Lloris. So still 1-0. However, on a stroke of half time, Chelsea would have a good chance to respond from this corner, and they would respond in such a frustrating fashion. It's a goal for Chelsea, and I'm so frustrated because it's I'm not sure who actually got the goal. I think it might be Van Ginkel who got the goal, but I was really frustrating because Ferranetti comes out for it. And I'll always hold my hands up when I've made a mistake with the goalkeeper, accidentally called him out, but on this occasion he just sprinted out and I didn't even tap the triangle button. He just ran out of his goal, and that wasn't the thing I was annoyed about the most. Luke Shaw and Scott Triggs, both of those players could have cleared the ball away. And instead, as I'm hammering down circle, trying to get the ball away, Luke Shaw tries to control it. It seems to hit Scott Triggs on the hand, and it ends up going into the back of the net. So that is just as scrappy as it comes. It's quite misfortunate because I genuinely feel as though I should have been able to defend that had things gone my way. But even so, it's just one of those unfortunate, not deflections, but pieces of bad luck. And you just got to accept it and move on. But still, it's Chelsea 1, Millwall 1. And in the 48th minute, a really good chance for us here down the right hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain goes through, stops the ball, rounds Lloris, and ends up just diving to the floor, and the referee gives a penalty. And I have to say, as Lloris ends up getting a booking as we win a penalty here early on in the second half, Lloris isn't happy about it. At first I was like, why? You clearly took him down with his legs, but as you'll see on the replay, doesn't this look like Oxlade-Chamberlain just flops? He just completely flops to the floor and basically just kicks Lloris's boots. I don't think that's a penalty myself, but hey, I guess you can consider that lucky. I mean, Chelsea's goal is kind of lucky, so I guess that's a lucky penalty decision for us. So it kind of balances itself out. As I said before, I'm a firm believer that those things balance themselves out at the end of the season. And Carrasco did score from the spot as well, as you'd expect. Brian Carrasco, ever reliable, the now right back for us, who doesn't get too many goals. Now he's converted to a defensive position. He scores the penalty and makes it Chelsea 1, Millwall 2. So we're back in front, and in my opinion deservedly so. And in the 62nd minute, Ferranetti plays the ball forward towards our left back, Luke Shaw. Shaw offloads to Sterling, who gives the ball to Oscar Polo here, who keeps hold of the ball, plays it back out wide towards our left back Luke Shaw. Shaw collects it and plays it back inside towards our Colombian striker Polo, plays it over the top towards the run of Suso. Suso managed to get around his man, really good chance, tries to chip it over Lloris, who can only tip the ball in the air, and Oxlade-Chamberlain wins the header and makes it Chelsea 1, Millwall 3. So we're 3-1 up in this game, and I mean, I guess it just goes to show really, like Chelsea just can't get the wins because their goalkeeper isn't really doing very well, and Lloris was, funny enough, Lloris was really bad for me at Spurs. I never really liked him, so he's clearly not doing well for Chelsea either. And yeah, it's just the defence is so poor, and I mean, when you look at that as well, Oxlade-Chamberlain wins the header. It doesn't sound too surprising because it's not like he's tiny or anything, but he beats Akore and Marcelo in the air to win that header, and that's just a real lack of effort from the Chelsea players. So it's Chelsea 1, Millwall 3, and we are surely cruising to a good 3 points here, and another miserable afternoon looks like it's going to be set for Chelsea fans, but still, they almost got themselves a route back into the game there with Antic striking it from range, but Ferranetti made a good save. And in the 71st minute, Chelsea had a free kick. Jovetic runs over the ball. The shot was taken, but again, Ferranetti makes a good save. So Ferranetti standing his ground here. He may have lost his clean sheet, but he was still playing quite well. And in the 71st minute, Victor Moses crosses in the corner. Eric Dier heads the ball away, and it's a great chance for a 2-on-2. Suso finds Polo. Polo finds Suso. What a great chance for a break. We got Polo in the centre. Suso keeps on running. Can I pick him out? Yes, I can. He out jumps Marcelo, and the Colombian completes the scoring. It's Chelsea 1, Millwall 4, with just over 17 minutes to go. Chelsea's defence just absolutely shocking in this game. They really were, and you can see why at the bottom of the table with defending like this. It really was just so simple for me in this game, to be honest. I mean, the defending was poor, as I've already mentioned a few times, and I was also really on point with my attacking. You know, I was playing so well. Every time I went forward, I looked like scoring. I knew exactly what I was doing. Oscar Polo scores a really nice goal here, lovely couple of skill moves, and a great finish past Lloris, and it's 5-1 here in the Stamford Bridge crowd. Well, I'm surprised there were still so many people there, to be honest. It was such an easy game. They didn't really, and even the goal they scored, you know, it was such a scrappy one which we should have dealt with, and that's how dominant this performance was. And in the 88th minute, we could have made it 6-1 here as we played the ball forward towards Glenn Robinson, but it was a brilliant save by Hugo Lloris to deny our holding midfielder. And from the corner, we eventually swing the ball into the box with Brian Carrasco towards the centre. Gutierrez goes for the header, but it's cleared away. Atsu then flicks it on towards Jovetic, and as he passes the ball backwards towards Kevin De Bruyne, he finds Atsu. Atsu plays it back in towards Jovetic, the former City striker, collects the ball, then plays it back to his Belgian colleague, and I failed to get the ball away of here of Luke Shaw. It just hits Kevin Bartley in the face, and eventually Jovetic goes forward. The shot hits the post, but it is the Belgian who puts the ball into the back of the net and makes it 5-2. So yeah, Chelsea do grab themselves another consolation goal, but again, it's all it will be because we did win the game by that 5-2 scoreline, so a 3-goal difference there. Again, both goals we conceded were really scrappy, but you know, at the end of the day, it was a thoroughly deserving win. We just dominated, we played so well, Chelsea was so poor. In the end, I could probably say I was a little bit disappointed I didn't score 1 or 2 more goals, but as I said there, you can see why Chelsea are having an absolutely miserable season, because it was just an awful display by them and a really good one by us, and I'm glad to add to their misery. What can I say? But it's really weird, you know, like it's one of the very few, like, career mode, it's such a ridiculous game mode, and nothing really sort of grabs your eye in the game because it is just so far-fetched. But that is one of the very few surprises. That's one of the very few things with, you know, Millwall as a Champions League winner, you know, in the last season. I still find it surprising every now and then when something like that happens, even knowing how ridiculous this game mode is, obviously. I still find that surprising when things like that happen. So Chelsea, what a bad season, and it'll be interesting to see whether they recover or not. But still, we took on Porto here. Yeah, for the second and final game of today's episode in the Champions League. First chance fell here with Oscar Polo, almost scoring a very lovely goal there. Flicked it over his head after I flicked the ball up in the air, but unfortunately went wide of the post. And in the 30th minute, you see Iturb get on the ball here for Porto and roll it through towards Quintero. Quintero finds the guy's name I can never pronounce. I think it's Vion or Vion, something like that. But eventually he gets the ball inside here, goes through one-on-one and shoots, but thankfully it's a bit of a let-off because he had a really good chance to open the scoring, and instead he put the ball wide and out for a goal kick. And in the 41st minute, it's the number 7 Iturb on the ball again, and it's another great ball from him in towards Ricardo Pereira, who's about to go through one-on-one. I made a challenge with Bartley as I tried to win the ball there from behind, and the referee only gave a yellow card, and I am so fortunate because I thought for sure that Bartley was going to get sent off there. That was a late challenge from behind as the man was going through one-on-one. I am so surprised that wasn't a red card. I have no idea why the referee gave a booking there. Maybe it was only a booking and I'm being a little bit too critical on myself, but I actually thought that was a definite red card. Thankfully the referee didn't give it, and from the free kick, Porto hit the bar, and it was actually how the game would finish, a 0-0 draw. Nothing actually happened in the second half, and it was a really poor game in truth. But yeah, I'm very surprised that Bartley didn't get sent off there, but even so, a 0-0 draw, not as exciting as the Chelsea game, but at least we didn't concede, and that is a valuable point against a decent side in this group. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.